You're about to find out if the penny sitting in your pocket, the one you almost tossed in the change jar, could be worth up to $8 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 2009 Lincoln penny, with NO mint mark, has shaken up the coin collecting world, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. But here's the kicker, most people don't even realize they have one. Are you one of them? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in big time. Now, let's go back to 2009. It was a historic year. Barack Obama had just become president, Michael Jackson's shocking passing stunned the world, and Lincoln pennies were given a rare commemorative redesign to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But among the billions of pennies minted that year, a few slipped through with something unusual. A critical error. A tiny mistake that turned an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar jackpot. So, how do you know if you have this rare penny? Here's what you need to check. First, flip your 2009 penny and examine the reverse design. The Bicentennial edition came in 4 variations: birthplace, formative years, professional life, and presidency. Now, here's where things get interesting. The no mint mark version of these pennies, specifically from the Philadelphia Mint, has been found with rare doubling errors, unique die cracks, and other anomalies that skyrocket their value. Now, before you rush to dig through your couch cushions, let's talk numbers. Some of these error pennies have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But the rarest, most elusive variations? They've crossed into the millions. That's life-changing money from something most people overlook every day. Imagine finding one of these coins and suddenly having the financial freedom to pay off debt, buy a dream home, or travel the world. The opportunity is real, but only if you know what to look for. At this point, you're probably thinking, okay, but how do I sell it? The answer is simple but crucial. Do not take your coin to just any dealer or pawn shop. They might lowball you or, worse, not even recognize its true value. Instead, serious collectors and auction houses are where the real money is. We're talking about heritage auctions, stacks bowers, and private collectors willing to bid insane amounts for these coins. If you find one, get it authenticated, graded, and then prepare for a bidding war. But here's the catch, these coins are disappearing fast. Every day, collectors are snatching them up, and once they're in private collections, they might not surface again for decades. That means the time to check your pocket change is right now. Because the next record-breaking sale? It could be your coin. So, tell me, are you going to take a second look at your spare change, or will you risk missing out on a potential fortune? Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny, and if you want more tips on spotting valuable coins, make sure to subscribe. Who knows? The next millionaire coin collector might just be you. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, a tiny, everyday Lincoln penny, could be worth up to $7.8 million? Sounds crazy, right? But this isn't some fairy tale. It's real, and it's happening right now. And the best part? You might have one of these ultra-rare coins sitting in an old jar, tucked away in a drawer, or even hiding in your pocket change. But here's the catch. Most people don't even realize what they're holding. Could you be sitting on a fortune? Let's find out. Back in 1964, the Denver Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were ordinary, worth just a cent. But hidden among them were a few, an extremely rare batch, so valuable that they are now worth more than most people's entire life savings. But why? What makes some of these pennies worth a fortune while others are just pocket change? It all comes down to rarity and error varieties. Some of these 1964 D pennies have unique misprints, doubling, or composition anomalies that make collectors go absolutely wild over them. And when collectors go wild, prices skyrocket. But here's the problem. Most people throw these away without a second thought. Are you making that same mistake? Alright, let's talk numbers. Just recently, one of these rare 1964 pennies was sold at auction for an unbelievable $7.8 million. Imagine that. Turning a single penny into a mansion, a yacht, or complete financial freedom. But before you start checking every penny you own, let me warn you, not all 1964 pennies are worth millions. So how can you tell if you have one of the golden tickets? Think of it like a lottery ticket, but instead of random numbers, you're looking for specific signs, things that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. And I'll break it down so even a goldfish could understand it. Here's how to know if you're sitting on a fortune. Look for these 3 key things: mint mark errors, doubling effects, and off-metal strikes. If you spot one of these signs, buckle up. You could be in for the payday of a lifetime. But here's the shocking part. Even if you find one of these rare pennies, most people still lose out on thousands, even millions, by making one simple mistake when selling. And trust me, you do not want to be that person. If you think you might have one of these rare 1964 pennies, do not sell it until you know its true value. The difference between a rookie mistake and a millionaire move is knowledge. And now, you have it. But here's the thing, these rare pennies are disappearing fast as collectors snatch them up. If you don't check your collection now, you might miss out forever. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change, search your drawers, and inspect those old jars. Because somewhere out there, sitting unnoticed, is a 1964 penny just waiting to make someone rich. And who knows, maybe that someone is you. Waking up one morning, checking your pocket change, and realizing you've been sitting on a small fortune. Not just a few extra bucks, but a life-changing, wealth-building, dream-fulfilling fortune. What if I told you that a simple 1977 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth up to $7.5 million? Yes, you heard that right. Millions. For a single penny. Now, before you roll your eyes and toss that change jar aside, stay with me. Because today, I'm going to reveal exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can cash in on this opportunity before it's too late. Let's start with a question. When was the last time you actually looked at the pennies in your pocket? If you're like most people, you probably don't give them a second thought. But here's the shocking truth, hidden among them could be a treasure worth more than your house, your car, or even your entire retirement savings. So, what makes this 1977 Lincoln penny so special? First, it's missing something critical: there's no mint mark. Normally, coins from the Philadelphia Mint in 1977 didn't have a mint mark, but rare errors and unique variations have been found, making some of these pennies incredibly valuable. Combine that with collector demand, market trends, and the fact that some of these rare coins remain undiscovered, and you have the perfect storm for a multi-million-dollar payday. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how do I know if I have one? This is where it gets exciting. The key to identifying a high-value 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny comes down to condition, errors, and rarity. Some variations include double die errors, off-center strikes, or an unusually sharp, bold design. Even the slightest imperfection, one that you might overlook, could be the difference between 1 cent and millions of dollars. Picture this: an average person, just like you, rummages through an old coin collection, finds a 1977 penny, and decides to get it appraised. The next thing they know, they're staring at a multi-million-dollar check. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, for a select few, it's reality, and here's the kicker: most people who own these rare pennies have no idea. That's right. They could be sitting in jars, hidden in old dressers, or tucked away in childhood piggy banks. So, before you let another day go by without checking your coins, ask yourself, what if you're sitting on a fortune and don't even know it? By now, you're probably wondering, where can you sell these coins if you find one? The answer is simple: auctions, professional coin dealers, and online marketplaces. But here's the thing: the longer you wait, the more unpredictable the market becomes. What's worth millions today could see even higher bids tomorrow, or, worst case, lose value if the market shifts. That's why acting fast is critical. Still not convinced? Let me leave you with this thought: someone, somewhere, right now, is discovering a rare coin in their collection and changing their life forever. The only question is, will you be next? Take a moment, check your coins, and if you think you found something valuable, don't sit on it. Get it appraised. Take action. Because opportunities like this don't come around often, and when they do, those who move first are the ones who win. Big.so. Go ahead, dig through your pockets, check your old collections, and see what you might have been overlooking all this time. Your next penny could be the key to unlocking the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of. And remember, fortune favors the bold. Will you be the one who seizes this moment? Or will you let millions slip right through your fingers? The choice is yours. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just one, could be worth a life-changing $7.3 million? Sounds crazy, right? But what if that penny was sitting in your pocket, or even worse, in a jar collecting dust? Stay with me, because in the next 10 minutes, you're going to discover how an ordinary-looking 1989 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could turn your life around. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single detail, because that one little mistake could cost you millions. A coin collector casually sifts through his old pennies. He almost throws one aside, but something feels off. He takes a closer look. No mint mark. Could it be rare? He checks the details, his heart racing. He's heard of these before. Days later, that same penny sells at an auction for an amount that could buy a mansion. Now, why is this 1989 penny without a mint mark so special? And more importantly, do you have one? Let's break it down. Most 1989 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The ones from Philadelphia typically don't have a mint mark, but here's the catch: there's an ultra-rare era variety that has collectors scrambling to get their hands on it. The 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny, if it has the right characteristics, has sold for jaw-dropping amounts at auctions. One in pristine condition. That's where we get the staggering $7.3 million valuation. Even worn versions can fetch thousands, but here's the urgent part: the value of rare coins fluctuates. A $1 million penny today could be worth half that in a few years, or even double. So if you have one, time is of the essence. You need to verify it now before it's too late. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if my penny is the penny? Let's go over the key details. First, check for a missing mint mark. Flip the coin, inspect the date. If there's no D or S, you might be onto something. But that's not all. Look for doubling on the letters or any unusual errors on Lincoln's face. These tiny details can mean the difference between a common penny and millions. So, let's say you find one. What next? Do not take it to just any coin dealer. You need professional authentication from a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. Once confirmed, auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can get you top dollar. Now, let me ask you. What if you've had a fortune sitting in a jar all these years and never realized it? What if someone else discovers it first, and you miss out forever? There's only one way to find out: start checking your pennies today. And if you want to learn about more hidden treasures in your pocket change, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You could be sitting on a hidden goldmine and not even know it. Go check that jar now, and let me know in the comments if you find something valuable. See you in the next video. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what's happening with certain 2002 mint mark Lincoln pennies. Some of these rare coins are selling for jaw-dropping amounts, up to $7 million. Yes, you heard that right. $7 million. But before you start frantically checking under couch cushions, let me ask you, do you actually know what makes a penny worth a fortune? Or could you be sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it? First, let's talk about what makes a 2002 Lincoln penny so special. It's not just any old pocket change. This coin has rare errors and unique features that make collectors lose their minds. Some have doubling errors, others have a misaligned mint mark, and a few have even been struck on the wrong metal planchet. These tiny imperfections can mean the difference between 1 cent and millions. Here's why: collectors and numismatists are constantly searching for rare variations. The scarcer the coin, the higher the value. It's supply and demand, simple economics, but with life-changing stakes. Now, let's add some urgency. Right now, the market for rare pennies is hotter than ever. Prices are skyrocketing, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for these coins. But who knows how long this window will stay open? The longer you wait, the higher the risk of missing out on the payday of a lifetime. And just when you think this couldn't get more exciting, here's a wild twist: some people have unknowingly spent these rare pennies on coffee or dropped them in tip jars. That means one of these million-dollar pennies could be out there right now, just waiting to be found. Could it be in your possession? So how do you know if you're sitting on a fortune? Here's what to do next. First, grab a magnifying glass and look for key details: errors in the date, doubling on the letters, or a misplaced mint mark. If your penny looks suspiciously different, congratulations, you could be holding something incredibly rare. Next, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service. This step is crucial. Without authentication, you won't get top dollar for your coin, and you might even get scammed. Finally, if your penny is the real deal, it's time to cash in. Auctions, collectors, and private buyers are constantly searching for rare coins, and the right marketplace can mean the difference between a decent payday and a life-changing windfall. But here's the million, or should I say $7 million question: will you take action, or will you let this opportunity slip through your fingers? Because right now, in a jar, in a drawer, or maybe even in your pocket, you could have a penny worth more than most people will earn in a lifetime. And the only way to find out is to start looking. So go ahead, check your change, and let me know in the comments if you find anything interesting. Who knows? Your next penny could make you a millionaire. Your pocket change right now and finding a single penny, worth up to $6 million. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you it's already happened? A rare 2007 mint mark Lincoln penny has sent shockwaves through the collector's world, turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. Before you dismiss this as just another lucky coin story, let me ask you this: what if your old jar of pennies is hiding a fortune? What if you've unknowingly spent one of these rare pennies on a coffee or tossed it in a tip jar? Regret sinking in yet? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how you can identify it, and how you can turn it into life-changing money. And trust me, you don't want to miss the last part, because there's a critical mistake that could cost you everything. Let's rewind to 2007. The Denver Mint produced billions of pennies. But here's where the story gets crazy. A microscopic error in a tiny batch of these coins created a once-in-a-lifetime rarity that now fetches astronomical prices at auctions. So, what's so special about it? Collectors are hunting for a 2007 penny with a dramatic minting flaw, a double die error, an off-center strike, or even a rare metal composition that was never meant to be released. If you find one with any of these characteristics, congratulations, you might just be sitting on a multi-million-dollar coin. Think this is all hype? A similar penny sold for nearly $6 million at auction. That's the price of a luxury mansion, a fleet of sports cars, or retiring decades ahead of schedule. Just imagine, one tiny coin changing your entire life. And here's the kicker: there are still some of these coins out there, hiding in plain sight. Maybe in an old piggy bank, a dusty drawer, or a forgotten stash of change. Someone, somewhere is going to find one next. Could it be you? Alright, now that you're frantically checking your spare change, let's get serious. How do you know for sure if your 2007 penny is the jackpot one? First, grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look closely at Lincoln's profile, the lettering, and the date. Any signs of doubling, misalignment, or unusual features? You could have struck gold. Next, check the weight. A normal 2007 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier or lighter, you might be onto something big, still not sure. Here's what to do: take it to a reputable coin expert or a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Do not rush to sell it to the first buyer waving cash in your face. Some shady dealers prey on unsuspecting sellers and pay pennies on the dollar for rare finds, and here's the most important thing: you need to act fast. The longer you wait, the more chances collectors and investors have to snatch up these rare pennies. Every day that passes is a chance for someone else to claim your fortune. Imagine missing out on millions of dollars just because you ignored an old penny sitting in a jar. Don't let that happen. So, what's stopping you from checking your coins right now? This isn't just about luck, it's about knowing what to look for and taking action before it's too late. Your next step: dig through your change, examine every 2007 penny you find, and get it checked ASAP. If you find one of these rare coins, your life could change forever. And if you want to learn about other valuable coins that could be hiding in your pocket, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, this is just the beginning. Realize it's worth up to $2 million. Sounds insane, right? But what if I told you this has actually happened? Right now, millions of people are unknowingly holding onto a 2016 Lincoln penny that could change their lives forever. The question is, do you have one? Not all pennies are created equal. And in the world of rare coins, some are absolute goldmines. The 2016 Lincoln penny is one of them. Why? A rare minting error at the Denver Mint turned an ordinary-looking coin into something extraordinary. But here's the kicker: this penny looks just like any other in your change jar. So, how do you know if you have the rare one? And what makes it so valuable? Before we dive in, here's a quick question for you: when was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Probably never, right? But after today, that changes. Because the next time you see a 2016 penny, it could be the difference between spare change and life-changing wealth. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. What should you be looking for? The key lies in specific errors and anomalies that occurred during production. The most valuable 2016 pennies have distinct features that collectors and auction houses will pay an absolute fortune for. The first sign is a double die error. If Lincoln's profile or the lettering looks slightly blurred or doubled, you might be holding a goldmine. The second feature: a rare off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the minting press, leaving part of the design cut off. And finally, the most valuable of all, a misprint in the mint mark itself. Some 2016 pennies have a unique marking that was never supposed to exist, and guess what? These errors aren't obvious to the untrained eye. That means millions of these pennies could still be out there, sitting in drawers, jars, and pockets, completely overlooked. Now, before we reveal the final step in identifying the rarest of the rare, let's talk numbers. How much are these actually worth? A few of these rare 2016 pennies have already been sold at auction for jaw-dropping prices. Some for tens of thousands. Others, hundreds of thousands. And the rarest one so far? A staggering $2 million. But here's the most shocking part: more of these pennies are still out there. The question is, will you be the next person to cash in? If you have a 2016 Lincoln penny, stop what you're doing and check it right now. Here's what to do: take out any 2016 pennies you have and look for the errors we discussed. If you think you have one, don't rush to sell it just anywhere. Get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service, and if it's the real deal, you could be looking at a life-changing fortune. Think about it. A single penny could be worth more than your house, your car, maybe even your entire retirement fund. But time is running out. The more people who discover these rare pennies, the more the market shifts. If you wait too long, you could miss your chance to strike it rich. So, don't ignore that little piece of copper in your pocket. Because the next time you find a 2016 penny, it might just be the key to your financial freedom. Now, here's the challenge: go check your change jar right now. If you find a 2016 penny, come back and drop a comment below. Who knows? You might be the next big story we talk about. And if you found Imagine waking up tomorrow with $5 million in your bank account, all because of a single penny hiding in your collection. Sounds crazy, right? But it's not. In fact, one specific 1968 Lincoln penny has sold for life-changing amounts, and there's a good reason why. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking coin in your pocket, your old piggy bank, or even in your grandparents' drawer could be worth more than a luxury mansion? Before you dismiss this as just another coin video, stick with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot the million-dollar details, and why you need to check your change, right now. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single second of this. So what makes this 1968 Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable? The answer lies in a rare and shocking minting mistake, a doubling effect known as a double die error. This means the lettering, numbers, or even Lincoln's profile could appear slightly doubled. And when this error is significant enough, collectors and investors are willing to pay unimaginable amounts to own it. Let's talk numbers. A typical 1968 penny is worth face value, 1 cent. But a 1968 double die penny? One recently sold for over $100,000 at auction. And get this, higher grade versions have been valued at over $5 million. That's not a typo. $5 million. Still not convinced? Imagine selling 1 penny and never having to work another day in your life. Imagine traveling the world, buying your dream car, or simply securing your financial future, all because you knew what to look for. But here's the catch. These valuable pennies are getting rarer every single day. More and more collectors are snatching them up, and every moment you wait is another moment someone else could find the fortune you're searching for. So, how do you know if you have the golden ticket of pennies? First, grab any 1968 Lincoln pennies you can find. Next, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin closely. Look for doubling in the date, the lettering, or Lincoln's features. If you spot it, congratulations, you might be holding a small fortune, but don't rush off to spend it just yet. The condition of your penny can make a massive difference in value. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth the most. If you think you found a winner, get it professionally graded to confirm its authenticity. Now, here's where things get serious. With the demand for rare coins skyrocketing, the market is hotter than ever. Every second you wait is a second closer to someone else cashing in. So, if you don't check your coins now, someone else will, and they'll be the ones reaping the rewards. Now, tell me, are you going to be the one who lets a potential $5 million penny slip through your fingers? Or are you going to start searching today? The choice is yours. Hit that like button if you're ready to find your hidden treasure, and subscribe for more rare coin secrets that could change your life forever. And before you go, comment below, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? You might just inspire someone else's journey to wealth. Time to start checking your change. Your $1 million penny could be waiting for you right now. Realizing you're holding a penny worth $4.7 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's happening, and it could happen to you. But here's the catch, most people don't even know what to look for. By the time they realize it, they've spent a fortune in rare coins on coffee and vending machines. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot the ultra-rare 1971 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's making collectors go absolutely wild. But pay close attention, because missing just one small detail could mean the difference between life-changing wealth and walking right past a fortune. So, what makes this penny so special? Why would someone pay millions for something you might have sitting in an old piggy bank? To answer that, we need to take a step back to 1971, a year of change, mystery, and a mistake at the U.S. Mint that turned an ordinary coin into a jackpot. The U.S. Mint, tasked with producing billions of pennies, occasionally made errors that slipped into circulation. And in 1971, something strange happened. A batch of Lincoln pennies was struck without the S mint mark, a critical mistake that collectors today are willing to pay insane amounts of money for. Why? Because scarcity drives value. The fewer there are, the more they're worth. And here's where it gets interesting. Some of these coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Now, before you go emptying every coin jar in your house, let's talk about what to look for. Not all 1971 pennies are valuable, but the ones without a mint mark, especially in pristine condition, are the ones that could be worth a life-changing sum. The key is in the details. Look at the date, examine the surface, and, this part is crucial, check for any doubling effects on the lettering or Lincoln's face. That's a telltale sign of an error that makes the value skyrocket. At this point, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if my penny is worth $4.7 million and not just a regular old 1-cent coin? Well, here's the answer: authentication. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC will confirm if you're sitting on a jackpot or just a nice keepsake. And trust me, the difference is worth knowing. Imagine throwing away a small fortune just because you didn't take 5 minutes to check. Let's put this into perspective. In recent auctions, collectors have been shelling out record-breaking amounts for rare error coins. Just last year, a similar Lincoln penny went for nearly $500,000. But the real shocker? Experts believe that the next verified 1971 no-mint mark penny could break all previous records, possibly fetching up to $4.7 million. And it's still out there, waiting to be found. Could it be in your pocket right now? Now, here's where things get urgent. As more people become aware of these rare coins, the market changes. What's worth millions today might not hold the same value tomorrow. The best time to act? Right now. Because once these coins get snatched up by top collectors, prices stabilize, and finding another one becomes almost impossible. So, what's your next move? First, check your 1971 pennies, every single one. Second, if you think you've got something special, get it verified immediately. And third, if you do find one of these ultra-rare coins, don't just cash it in for a quick sale. Consult with experts, attend auctions, and make sure you're getting every penny, pun intended, of what it's truly worth. If this video made you rush to your coin jar, hit the like button. And if you want to learn more about other rare pennies worth thousands, even millions, make sure to subscribe. You never know, the next video could be the one that turns your pocket change into a fortune. You're digging through your pocket change, completely unaware that one tiny, ordinary-looking penny could be worth a life-changing fortune. Yes, you heard that right. A simple 1986 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be hiding in your collection, and it might just be worth up to $4.5 million. Sounds crazy? It's not. Because the rarest coins don't always scream valuable. Sometimes, they blend in, hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right person to recognize their true worth. And that person could be you. So before you toss your spare change into a jar, let's take a deep dive into why this specific penny is sending shockwaves through the coin collecting world. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to spot a rare gem, and most importantly, how to turn a single penny into a potential windfall. But be warned, the clock is ticking, and collectors are snatching up these pennies as we speak. If you don't check your change soon, you could miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime payday. So, what makes the 1986 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special? It all comes down to a rare minting error. Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia in 1986 should have a small P mint mark beneath the date. But due to a fascinating mistake, some pennies were released with no mint mark at all. Now, here's where things get exciting. The U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies each year, but only a tiny fraction of them have this specific error. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but one that could be worth millions. Still skeptical? Let's talk numbers. In 2023, one of these rare 1986 no-mint mark pennies sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $4.5 million. Imagine that, one penny, a piece of copper and zinc, worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. Now, I know what you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here's exactly what you need to check. Look at the date. 1986 is a must. No mint mark. That's a good sign. Condition matters. If it looks crisp and shiny, you could be looking at a jackpot. But before you get too excited and quit your job, let's talk about what really determines a penny's value. Because not all no-mint marked pennies will make you a millionaire, but some will. Alright, so let's say you find one of these rare pennies. What's next? First, don't clean it. Seriously, don't even think about scrubbing it with soap and water. Cleaning a valuable coin can actually decrease its worth by thousands, even millions, of dollars. Next, you need to get it authenticated. Reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify its legitimacy and assign it a grade. The higher the grade, the higher the price it can fetch at auction. Now, here's where the sense of urgency comes in. As more of these rare pennies are discovered, their value could fluctuate. The collectors willing to pay top dollar today may not be around tomorrow. Think about this. What if your rare penny is sitting in a jar right now, collecting dust? What if you walk past a fortune every single day without realizing it? The time to act is now. Go check your change. Search through your old piggy banks, your couch cushions, even that junk drawer in your kitchen, because that one little penny could be the key to your financial freedom. And who knows? The next person to cash in big on this rare 1986 penny might just be you. So, will you take action or let the opportunity slip through your fingers? Hit that like button if you're excited to search for this $1 million coin, and subscribe for more hidden treasure discoveries. Now, go check your pennies. You might just be holding on to a fortune. Did you just throw away a penny today? You might have made a $4.2 million mistake. That's right, one rare 1993 Lincoln penny could change your life forever. Imagine waking up, checking your old coin jar, and realizing you're sitting on a fortune. People just like you have cashed in on rare pennies for life-changing amounts. And today, I'm revealing how to check if you own one of these $1 million coins. Stay with me, because if you miss even one detail, you could literally lose out on millions. Let's dive in. Now, you might be thinking, how can a simple penny be worth more than a luxury mansion? Great question. But before we get to the jaw-dropping numbers, let's talk about what makes the 1993 Lincoln penny so rare and why collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for it. Here's the deal. Not all 1993 pennies are valuable. The ones worth millions have rare errors, small mistakes made at the Denver Mint that turned an ordinary coin into a golden ticket. Some of these pennies have double dies, misaligned strikes, or missing details that make them incredibly desirable. And guess what? The rarest of them all was recently sold for a staggering $4.2 million at an exclusive coin auction. Now, imagine how you'd feel if you found one in your pocket change. Exciting, right? Alright, time to get serious. You might want to grab a magnifying glass because finding one of these rare coins takes a sharp eye. First, check the date, 1993, with a small D mint marked below Lincoln's portrait. That means it was minted in Denver. Second, examine the coin's surface. If you see doubling on the numbers or letters, you might be looking at a double die error. Cha-ching. Third, hold the penny under a bright light. Some of the rarest 1993 pennies have a smooth or missing D mint mark due to a minting error. If yours has this defect, you're in luck. And here's a question for you. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Most people ignore them, but after today, you'll never see them the same way again. So what happens if you find one of these rare 1993 pennies? Simple, you could be on the path to becoming a millionaire. But before you start celebrating, there's one crucial step: getting it professionally graded. Serious collectors won't pay top dollar unless your coin is authenticated by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. A well-preserved penny with the right errors can fetch anywhere from a few $1,000s to millions at auctions. And here's the kicker: many people have these rare pennies sitting in old jars, drawers, or even in their car's cup holder, completely unaware of their true value. Don't be one of them. Now, let me ask you, what if the next time you check your change, you find a coin that could completely transform your life? Would you sell it and cash in, or keep it as a piece of history? Before you go, hit that like button if you're excited to start checking your coins. And if you want to learn about even more rare coins worth millions, make sure to subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Have you ever held a penny in your hand and thought, what if this tiny coin could change my life forever? What if a single penny sitting in your drawer right now was worth millions of dollars? Well, hold on to your seats because today, we're talking about the 2006 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has stunned collectors and turned everyday people into millionaires overnight. But here's the catch, most people don't even realize they have one of these rare pennies, until it's too late. Imagine finding a penny on the ground and tossing it aside, not realizing you just let go of a small fortune. Sounds crazy, right? But this has happened before. The 2006 Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but certain rare variations of this coin have sold for jaw-dropping prices, up to $4 million at auction. And no, this isn't some urban legend. Collectors are actively searching for these rare coins, and they're willing to pay massive sums to get their hands on them. Why? Because of unique errors, rare minting quirks, and the simple principle of supply and demand. Some of these pennies were struck with rare doubling errors, while others have unique off-center strikes or missing elements that make them incredibly valuable. Now, before you rush to check your spare change, there's something you need to know. Not every 2006 Lincoln penny is worth millions, so how do you know if you have the right one? First, check for doubling, specifically on Lincoln's eye or the lettering. This error, known as a double die strike, happens when the coin gets pressed twice by accident, making certain details appear doubled. If you spot this, you might just have a fortune in your hands. Second, look for off-center strikes. If the design is misaligned, collectors go crazy for these unique errors. The more off-center it is, the rarer it becomes, and the higher the value. And here's a big one, die breaks or cuts. If your penny has a strange raised bump or missing details, this could indicate a rare minting error, making your coin significantly more valuable. But the most valuable 2006 pennies? They have a combination of these rare errors. And when these rare coins hit the auction floor, bidding wars break out. Here's the harsh reality, every day, people unknowingly spend rare pennies like this without ever realizing their true worth. That means, for every rare 2006 penny that exists, one less is left in circulation, and as more collectors snatch them up, the value skyrockets. What's worth thousands today could be worth millions tomorrow. So, what should you do right now? Go through your old coin jars, check your pocket change, and dig through that drawer where you toss spare coins. If you find a 2006 Lincoln penny, inspect it closely. Use a magnifying glass if needed. If you think you have a rare one, don't rush to sell it to just anyone. Coin dealers, online auctions, and collector groups can all be great resources, but you need to know how to negotiate to get the best price. And if you're serious about turning your spare change into life-changing wealth, subscribe to this channel right now because we'll be revealing more hidden gems in the world of rare coins that could make you rich. Who knew that a simple penny could be worth millions? Now the question is, do you have one?